all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakwadash.
I'll give double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone who taught us His truth, and a sincere shalom to your elect out there who teach His truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, and since we're live, we just started it up. Probably wait a minute for a brother or two to come in, get some scriptures together. We're just gonna do a open forum. But hey, one of the things that's the hot topics right now is 2025 started off with some heat, some heat, and now Babylon is getting blasted with cold. Okay, and it just made me remember of this video that I did years ago about how hell is freezing over, because we had this similar blast of cold some years ago, and I believe it was the year that Trump first came into office, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of turmoil, man. So the Lord uses these things in the weather, signs in the skies, so on and so forth, to send people signs, man. Like the scriptures talk about that they're amendment for change. Okay, or scourges for amendment, which amendment means change. Slakia. But hey, I mean, I just opened up my Bible app on my phone, and I got Matthew 25, and I believe that's the chapter where it says, actually it might be 24, where it says, pray your flight not be in winter. Okay, because there's a lot of rumors about
Power grid.
Yeah, power grid, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen nationwide. Okay,
So
there's a lot of
areas, could be like certain areas, just specific places where just rolling blackouts.
Yeah, like up here we get a lot of foreigners in that for the and tourists because of the Niagara Falls area. So you speak to people from around the country, around the world, and that, and people down south, their infrastructure can't handle all that cold.
Right.
I mean, it snows a couple inches down in Georgia, and they shut everything the fuck down. But up here, it could snow a foot and everything's still functioning.
Yeah, because we got the trucks, they got the salt and things like that, to help maintain the safety of the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Out there in them southern states, they don't have that same equipment, so it could be 3-4 inches, and like you said, it closing everything down.
And the people don't know how to drive in it or nothing. Yeah. They don't know how to walk on them surfaces.
Right.
And then when you have power grid flares, you also have to worry about people freezing to death, pipes bursting in houses because the houses aren't made to handle that, those extreme colds.
I got second Esdras 901.
All right, go ahead.
This is the book of second Esdras, chapter 9, verses 1, and where we're measuring the times, especially headed to 2025, we see there's going to be more prophetic events taking place. So this is second Esdras 901, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people.
Right, earthquakes and uproars of the people. Okay, we had this situation with New Orleans, where which we believe that was a double F, false flag. Okay, because I mean, where the hell has ISIS been the past fucking 10 years, or 6 or 7 years, or however many years it's been? They basically fell off the map, man. Mm-hmm. And that's what Esau Edom does. He recycles these same groups in that, and it just smells like a setup. It just smells like a setup, man, because you've had brothers come out and say that they've been down there, and they're known for having big celebrations. Okay, So they know how the traffic flows down there and everything. It just smells like a setup, man. Okay? But yeah, there's going to be uproars of the people in these last fucking days, man. People are upset. Okay? People are upset. They just gave another $2 billion to Ukraine. And here it is, all these people in North Carolina, their houses got destroyed. They ain't getting help. You know? All this shit's going on in Babylon, the prices for everything. Especially this winter with the bird flu, it's really wreaking havoc on the systems, man.
And also, remember, China is also going to stop going to trade in certain goods with America. That's also going to also going to affect supply issues. So here it is cold, the cold, and the economy is getting worse.
Well, the problem is that the prices are going up. You know, because now they're trying to get these farmers to vaccinate. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Their cattle, okay, and they're trying to force them to test their birds, force them to test the milk, okay, which is going to raise the beef and chicken prices, man. And when you look into it,
love to eat.
beef and eggs are used in a lot of dishes, man. A lot of products, you know, pastas, certain types of noodles, things like that. You know, a lot of baking and things like that. So eggs are like one of those multi-dimensional foods, kind of like flour. A lot of different things use flour. And then, you know, you look at the milk. A lot of different things use milk. Okay, and then everything just cascades one on top of another. This is Matthew 24:20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Okay, it's extremely cold right now. You know, about 2/3 of the nation is about to get freezing temperatures this week. And I was out there, and I was outside yesterday. That was like life-threatening cold, man. It still is life-threatening cold. You get stuck out in this shit, you're done, man. You know, I mean, back in the day, I remember when you know, before smartphones became common, if you broke down in a winter snowstorm, your car broke down on a winter snowstorm, you were pretty much done for if you didn't have a sleeping bag on you. So imagine you get stuck in a storm, or there's a power outage and the authorities ain't got time to come to you. You know, you're just stuck there freezing to death, man. That's a judgment from the Lord. Just like when Buffalo had, 6 feet of snow in one day. Buffalo had 6 feet of snow in one day. There was somebody that froze to death right at our campsite. They found a body at one of our old campsites, man, on Bailey and Kensington. That's a sign of the Lord's judgment. Just like this freezing temperature going over almost the entire nation is a sign of the Lord's judgment, whether it's during that freezing time or after. Actually, let me read this next verse. So pray your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And verse 21 says, Matthew 24:21, for then shall be great tribulation. Right? So that's a sign of all this cold weather. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that's quoting Daniel 12. So we're entering that time, man. Because even when you read the verses up top from that, okay, everything's happened. Everything's happened, and according to this chapter right here, everything's already happened. You know, so now we're getting ready for the great tribulation. That has never existed. Okay, Jacob's trouble could be on the horizon. You know, civil unrest. They're saying Trump's saying he's got unprecedented executive actions ready for January 20th. And he said as soon as he gets sworn in at noon, he's signing them. The guy who's doing the deportations, what's his name? Holcomb or Holman or something. He said we'll be in Chicago on January 20th at 2 p.m. He's basically daring the mayor of Chicago to arrest him because he was threatening to arrest him and his agents. He said we'll be in Chicago in New York City at 2 o'clock. So things are going down, man. You know? And you got Elon on the team. You know, and all these techies looking to create this new digital system, which is really what we're looking forward to. So, and then when you look at the financial markets, right? This kind of technology catches on, like new things, new ways of life catch on once governments start adopting it. That's what they're waiting. They're waiting for America to adopt it, man. And then the whole world will follow suit. All right, you go ahead, bro. Slack. I didn't mean to rant like that.
Yeah, I had a precept because you're talking about the code. This Psalm is 147:16. It says, "He giveth snow like wool. He scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes. He casteth forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold?" Yeah, I was just going back into what you were saying about the cold. You know, that's, you know, the Lord is making the temperatures even more colder. You know, so that's part of the dread and the fear of the Lord is bringing them cold temperatures, because without heat and infrastructure, you can very much die in the cold. You know, so that can be a judgment.
Well, one of the things that's going to wax cold is the love of many. Okay? There's never been a time where people have been so fucking hateful towards each other, man. I mean, we feel it. We go out in public, and damn near every person you talk to, you're giving them a hello, not because you really want to. Okay? But you're just doing it just to be polite. But you could feel the animosity in the air, man. Everybody's ready to go crazy.
Yeah. And everyone's divided.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's divided, you know.
I got an article from Fox Weather. It says Eastern U.S. to be blasted by frigid Arctic air as millions prepare for dangerously cold temperatures.
Mm-hmm. Dangerously cold, man.
I'm gonna play it.
Way to the south where many of us go to escape the cold, right? But we are locked in across at least 40 states for the lower 48 that we're going to see this cold air. It emerges today across the northern tier, and then from there it continues to open up to the south. By Sunday, we're looking at about 176 million below average, and then that's just the first shot. Going into the middle of the month and towards the end of January, it gets colder for the east. But cold weather advisory, Craig, that's up for the northern tier. Yeah. This is where we have some of the coldest air across the country right now. Wind chills as low as -35.
Ouch. Exactly. And this is part of the conversation we had with you. The National Weather Service changing the wording on this. Cold weather advisory replaces the wind chill advisory, because I feel like if you know it's cold weather, you might relate to it more so. And then we throw in the wind chill so you know what to expect. Hopefully that grabs your attention so that you know, like, this is serious. Got to cover every inch of my body. Make sure if the kids go out there back in and they're covered, the puppies and the dogs get them in and out, because they could also get some damage done to the little paw pads.
It doesn't take long.
Not
right?
at all, right?
It could just take a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And then that damage is done. Cold air this morning, too, settling up for spots like Dallas and Atlanta. We're in the 30s and 40s.
Look at Charlotte.
Oh, this is actually going to feel quite balmy.
They're not used to that down there.
The next couple of mornings.
Yeah.
So daytime highs today, we struggle out of the single digits for spots like Bismarck. Across the northern tier, it's where you expect that Arctic air to really come up. Minneapolis, 12 degrees. 11 for tomorrow. It starts to.
A lot of those houses down there, they're not insulated like they are up north, so the piping systems are very vulnerable down there, man.
You like right now where we at, it's about, I believe it's like 20, but it feels like probably 10.
Probably,
10 degrees.
Probably less than that.
This one says polar vortex to hit Texas with Arctic air starting Monday, which is tomorrow. You know, 4 maps show how cold it'll get. So, yeah, Babylon is basically facing a series of cold weather. 5 states to declare state of emergency.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the resources. They don't have the expertise. You know.
I but so we do know Esau play with the weather and all that, but it's still judgment from the Lord.
Right.
And these polar vortexes, they happen like every was it every 10 years or so? But this is a really, really strong one. You know, it's a sign, man, because the earth is mourning right now because everything's all fucked up. The climate's all fucked up. You know, the water's all fucked up. The air's all fucked up.
And the scriptures tell us he bringeth forth his judgment every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's this is Zephaniah 3 and 5. It says, the just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring forth his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So he's bringing it by the way of weather, you know. And damn, these homeless people out here, you know, they facing it. But they don't have any shelter, so they getting cracked. You know, some people don't have heat in their houses, so they still cold. You know.
And you know, and I was working at I was working at the hospital. You know, times like this is where people like the people on drugs and all that stuff, they'll just go to the hospital just to get shelter.
Yep.
Because it's so cold.
Mm-hmm.
And it really don't take long to freeze or really die in the cold. It really won't take long at all.
It does damage to the crops too. You know, a lot of those crops that grow down south, they're not made for below freezing temperatures like that. But this is back in Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And you could see that with the Most High speeding up time.
The days is flying by. As soon as the day starts, it's pretty much over.
I mean, getting into what scripture the brother last brought out, man. The Lord is bringing his judgment to light every day. You know, you go and you turn in like on my computer, I go on my start page, and that's all it is just crazy ass news, one article after another, don't matter what time of day. I could click it at 2 in the morning, and it's just article after article after article, just fucking absolute crazy shit going on, man. You're President Biden, okay, gave a Medal of Freedom to Hillary Clinton and George Soros the other day. And George Soros is one of the kingpins of they call him one of the kingpins of global communism. You know, he's one of the head guys of the New World Order. One of the head architects of the New World Order, man. A lot of this woke shit that's been going on in Babylon the past 20 years and so on and so forth, and around the world, not just Babylon but the West in general. He's been the main pusher of that. The main financier. When during the 2020 George Floyd riots, when all them trucks full of bricks started showing up, right? All them trucks full of bricks, and they're telling the people to smash the businesses and that. They found out that he was the one that financed all that shit, and he was bailing out the rioters and that. That's a man of chaos. And he's sitting here, can't even stand up, he's so old. And he's getting a Medal of Freedom. You know? But they big up their own kind though.
Yeah.
You got something?
Yeah, I had an article on how PR. I don't know if y'all know that PR. Well, the point I wanted to make is that I don't know if Akim heard, but Puerto Rico was facing a blackout like a few days ago, and most of the island had went out. So now imagine like, you know, a place where it's cold at and there's a blackout.
It's even worse.
You know, that could cause deaths in a short amount of time.
Before you get into that, I gotta mention Elder Sakaran has family in Puerto Rico, and he was giving us updates, and he was saying that women there are afraid to go outside when shit like that goes on, because it ain't like up here, you know, where women are bigged up and, you know, everybody defends the woman. No, if a woman goes outside when there's a power outage, anything can happen to her. He was just putting that out there, man. So you women that are at ease here in Babylon, that shit's about to go out the window, man. Once the EBT card gets shut off, once this new Lord willing round of lockdowns happen. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this just the article saying how the power was restored back inside the island. I just wanted to get to the point where it says on Wednesday, a massive blackout left more than 1.2 million of the U.S. territory. Like, so you just gotta think about it. That's 1.2 million people without power. You know, so like imagine like the panic and a lack of supplies and resources, you know, during that time. And it probably was days without electricity.
A lot of things not being reported.
Right.
Probably things that happen not being reported.
Right.
Or they get lost in the shuffle. Like there's so much news coming out that sometimes stories get lost in the news shuffle.
Right. Because just because the news not out there, that don't mean things not happening. You know, it could have been some major events that was taking place, and just because it wasn't reported, don't mean it didn't happen. Right. This the second Esdras 8:50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." And that's what we seeing. We seeing miseries that's starting to take place on the earth. You being in the cold, struggling in the cold, that's a misery.
Hell yeah.
That's
Hell
a misery.
From the car to the house, it's cold.
From the car to the house, it's cold.
Even I was at work. I see everybody get out the car. They running in the store and shit. It's cold as hell out here.
Right.
10 degrees.
Now that's why, you know, I just, you know, of course we all blessed. We're all thankful, but just even having some heat in your home is a blessing. You know?
It's the little things that we take for granted. Sometimes when things are taken away from you, you realize how important that was.
Hey man, I work in a kitchen where the back room, the doors got to stay cracked all day for the trucks coming in and out. Don't nobody like being in that back room longer than they have to, man.
This is that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
This is Zephaniah 1:14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness." Now that's the day of the Lord, but the Lord is gonna, before Yahweh sends his only begotten son, he's gonna put different plagues and wrath into the earth. That's gonna make you, it says that people shall seek death. It's gonna be so bad out here, and you're not gonna find it.
And I get that.
Because the Lord is gonna have it so bad to the point where it's gonna be so effed up out here that you're gonna seek death, and the Lord is gonna make you be alive to experience his wrath. That's how bad it's gonna be. So if it's that bad to the point where you want to seek death, it's bad. So yeah. It says, "A day of the trumpet, an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord." And most importantly, people don't really realize how you sinning against the Lord really offends him. That's why he's going to bring distress upon you. The Lord constantly reiterates himself in the scriptures, how he's going to bring distress upon you and destroy you for sinning against him. That's why it's important to walk in the path and stay in the spirit, and keep these law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and have faith. We understand that we're not perfect men, but we strive to be. The main point is, the main goal is that you give effort and you try, you know, and the times that you do go off, you sincerely repent. You know, don't just go off and just be like, ah, fuck it, because that's when the Lord will you know, he'll get you. You know,
that was a problem with our people during the ancient times, man. They had a lot of substance.
Yep.
Back when the sacrificial laws were still in place.
They abused it.
Mm-hmm. The Lord said, "I'm just weary with repenting, man." Like, he would rather you correct yourself than to keep giving up your sacrificial animal.
It says, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as the dust, and their flesh as the dung. All right. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So you can have all the money, you can have all the power, you can have all the substance, but in that day, none of that's going to mean anything. Okay? All that pride is going to go out the window.
The Lord just took out, I got on my feed this morning, the Lord just took out a major tech CEO. Just died from nobody knows how he died. They're still doing the autopsy. You know, only 54. So the Lord can bring death about how he wants to. You know, he can make you suffer, he can make it quick. You know, he can make it painful. He can make you, he can plague you with illnesses that are chronic and don't go away, and then you just waste away down to nothing, man. There's gonna be people that suffer from famine, and then get hit with missiles after. Okay.
Right.
I mean, look at what happened with the Seattle snake. He fell out a damn building, and it got recorded. What are the chances that somebody falls out of a building and it gets recorded as they're jumping out the building? It was put out there for the men in the ministry to fear. And now that man's sitting in a damn wheelchair. He's probably gonna have to sit in that wheelchair and watch the missiles come, man.
I want to bring something out.
Yes. Got it.
All right. Well, this is kind of old, but hold on a second. Well, now I'll wait.
Unto the Lord belongeth the issues of death. Okay. So a lot of these people, they're building up a tab that they got to pay up, and then it's kind of like you know, you eat at a fancy restaurant, and then they bring you your bill, and you're like, holy shit, I didn't know it was that much. Oh, how the hell am I going to pay for this? Well, you people are going to have to pay with your life, man.
Yeah, this is Psalm 68:20. It says, he that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Lord power belong the issues of death.
Yep, belong at the issues of death. Right? The whole reason why somebody gets taken out is known by the Lord. You know, and we can, and you know, since we're spiritual judges, you know, we can kind of figure out the reason, but the exact reasons are from the Lord, man, because he could have been building up a tab on that person. You know, like when you see like one of the scriptures that we brought out a lot when we first came in the truth was whosoever perished being innocent. Right? A lot of people think that if somebody who's under 18 years old dies, that they were so young and full of life and shit. But it was but at the end of the day, it could have been a fucking demon. You know?
I got something else. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily,
right.
Therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because a lot of times you people, you know, you don't understand. You think because you think you get away. You think you did something, and it might be 2 years down the line, or a year down the line, or 6 months, or hell, a couple weeks. You think that the Lord just forgot, and then all of a sudden you're in a position to where you fucked up, and you might be really fucked up. That's the Lord
Kind of like Diddy.
Yeah, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, right there. You know. Now us brothers in the truth, it applies to us too, because a lot of times when you in a position, it's because the Lord put you in that position either to test you or because of something you did. You know. But see, we have the understanding. We know why. We would understand that. Niggas in the world just, I don't know why this is happening to me. Because you being wicked, you going off.
Yeah, just because you didn't do it last night.
Yeah, you going off.
Jake got a fucking extremely short fucking memory, man.
Yeah. You know?
I seen this movie back in the day that stuck with me. You know? I was like a teenager when I seen it. And it came out. Some guy killed some girl's mother and got away with it, but he took care of the daughter, like, until she was all grown up and an adult. And then she finally found out what happened to her mother, and she went to the authorities and all that. They said they didn't have enough evidence to convict the guy, so she fucking shot the guy. I can't remember what the movie was. Oh, are you gonna kill me like you killed my mother, blah blah blah. But hey, that guy lived with that guilt for years and years and years, hiding that secret, and then he got his judgment, man. That's gonna be a big time judgment for a lot of these serial adulterers out here, man.
You got something?
Yeah, this is Revelation 9:6. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Because really, you don't get put to death until the Lord gives the go-to for the death angels to take your ass out, or how they want to take you out. Okay? And a lot of these people, they're living with pride, and they just don't see it coming, man. They don't have their antennas up to the times that we're living in. A lot of you people think that everything's gonna go gravy once Trump gets in there, man. Do you not paying attention to what this man is saying? The actions he's gonna be taking? You know, this is about to be a dictatorship. He's got all kinds of immunity powers that he didn't have his first time. He's got some hard-ass motherfuckers in his administration that he didn't have the last time. You know? And when you look at what's going on with these sleeper cells, a lot of them are just CIA and FBI employees, really. But some of them could be legit. You know, we don't know, because I mean, them Arabs, they really do hate this fucking place. But I mean, they're not going to keep track of all of them. So some of them are going to get through, even if they do try to stop them, right? Some of them are going to get through, and they're going to use that as a way to control the internet more. Here it is. We can't even upload a video with a music clip in it, or that shit gets a copyright within fucking 30 seconds after you upload it. But these people can talk online about committing so-called terrorist acts and nothing happened to them. They're letting it through.
Yeah, and they basically setting the stage for T attacks.
You finished?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You gotta let me know when you're done so I can.
It's like
This is Ezekiel chapter 7 verse 14. It says, "They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none go up to the battle. My wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him." So we're constantly giving you the warning of these coming calamities from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, the trumpet is constantly being blown every single day. You know, every single day, brothers are out there putting in the work, building up their spiritual bank accounts, putting in, you know, uploading videos to YouTube, other platforms to make Jake ready. You know, but only the elect is gonna you know, when you put that hook out there and you go fishing, only the elect is gonna be caught, you know, and the bad fish are gonna be thrown back in. But the warning is constantly being said, man. You know, it says, but they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, and shall not satisfy their souls like money. Right now, money it satisfies people. You know, they can go around the world, they can travel. If you a man, you can get all the women you want. If you a woman with money, you can get whatever man you want. You can buy, you know, all expensive clothes and yachts and cars. It's satisfying, right?
Vanity.
You know, but the Lord said that in that day it's not going to satisfy you, because ultimately it's not going to mean anything. It's not going to mean shit. It's not going to be able to help you, because horror is going to be covering you on all sides. You're not going to be thinking about your money. You're going to be thinking about how you can survive.
Yep, that gives people a false sense of security, man.
It says, to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath of the Lord, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. And that's another thing money does. It fills your bowels. You know, if you have too much of it, you'll forget the Lord. That's why in the scriptures it tell us we don't want poverty or riches. We just want enough to be sustainable. Because if you got $25 million in the bank account today, you ain't gonna be thinking about, oh, I need to do these videos. You're gonna be thinking about how you can spend that damn money.
You're not gonna think about salvation as you should.
You're gonna be all in the fucking world. Go ahead.
You might start straddling the fence.
I got this 1 John 2:15. It says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. And that's really all you see in this society. You know, it's just fulfilling the lust of the flesh, as in, you know, sex and food, and or even just a false sense of fame.
Everybody's in competition. It's a lot of niggas that ain't got shit that's in competition. You don't even have anything. You in competition with the next Jake that don't have anything.
The next slave next to you.
You know, with Jake, it's all about competing, but that goes back to the curses.
Stunt on you. You basically try to stunt on your family or your.
Yeah.
You trying to stunt.
The scriptures say your eyes shall be evil towards your brother. Because in actuality, it doesn't matter how much money you make an hour or what, you know, how many clothes you got. None of us really don't have shit at the end of the day, because we live in paycheck to paycheck, which ultimately means, nigga, you're poor. You know, we're slaves to this society. Now you could be, you know, we're thankful to be able to pay our rent, you know, feed ourselves, but we're not gonna go around boasting like we're rich and we have all this substance. Go ahead.
This 1 Samuel 16:7, it says, but the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
Yeah, like in this society, if you ain't got the best clothes on or the best shoes, they'll talk shit about you. But you can have the truth, which is worth more than anything. But then they'll look at a nigga that's got some jewelry, he got a nice car,
Got an edge up.
he got a crispy lineup, he got money in his bank account, but he's a serial adulterer. They'll praise him and look at you and talk shit about you and cast you behind their back, showing you the type of society that we live in. But you're actually the better man.
And you know, I hate to sound old, but it really wasn't like that when I was growing up, man. It really, I mean, it was to an extent, but not like it is now. Now it's just outrageous, man. People act like you're a righteous person based on the size of your bank account. It's bullshit. Oh, success became the new god.
That's always been the American way, though.
And,
you know,
and money is the root of all evil. You know,
for the love of money.
The love, excuse, lock you. The love of money is the root of all evil. So you know, it goes to show you these people don't have even the basics.
Yep.
You know,
because money in this society is a god. People worship money. Ezekiel 7:25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. And then shall they see a vision of the prophet. But the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients. So destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Because ultimately, during the time of peace, they had, well, this isn't really the time of peace, but it's not the time of, you know, all-out destruction. We would call this the time of the doors of mercy still being open. And while the doors of mercy is still open, Jake is not fully seeking his power.
yeah, we'll call this a calm before the storm.
You know? You got niggas on the internet, you know, posting them in crack houses, man. Selling crack to fiends. Right on the internet. I just seen it the other day. A nigga in the house, he posting, he's in the crack house, and the crackhead smoking crack, and he recording it and posting it on his social media.
Jake.
Like, you niggas are fucking all out wicked and stupid, man.
Hey, man, I posted a video the other night of a woman that had 7 children with 7 different baby daddies. And she has an 8th baby daddy with an 8th child on the way. And she's getting $3K a month in EBT. And she's making TikToks dancing whenever she goes out to the food and gets all kinds of garbage food for her kids. All kinds of sodas and chips.
Just say sugar.
Yeah, sugar and
potassium.
Carbs. Well, no, there's very little potassium in that.
Sodium
man.
And sugar, bro.
Sodium and
sodium. That's what I meant to say.
Carbohydrates. God. Dancing to it, shaking her ass. And this bitch supposed to be like 20-something, and she looked like she fucking 40.
Kool-Aid packets everywhere.
You got every flavor.
Yep. That's the black woman, man, filling up the cart with Sunny D.
Yo, that's crazy you said that, bro. I was in my store the other day, and I was walking down the aisle and I seen some Sunny D. I'm like, I'm just reading ingredients and shit. They put fucking
the high fructose corn syrup.
Nah, not that. That's in everything.
Some other shit.
They put it was some type of chemical in it, man. I can't believe I can't think of it right now. But it was a chemical, and I was like, damn, bro. Like, I'm gonna go back and, matter of fact, I'm about to look it up. Go ahead, I'm gonna look it up.
There's probably red 40 in there, yellow.
It was
5.
that too, but
well, hey, what was it? RFK Jr. said that his first day when he becomes the health minister, he's gonna get rid of that, all the high fructose corn syrup. And Big Food is saying, no, you're not. We're gonna lobby to the death of us so we can keep it in. Here it is in America. A corporation could put that shit in your food, and they got the money to buy out the government. They'll basically say, okay, we'll pay for to poison people, but yet this shit's banned all over the world.
Fucking canola oil, bro.
Oh, yep, seed oil.
Oh, I wouldn't even thought that one. Wow.
The high fructose corn syrup, that's the number one. Water, high fructose. Yeah, I was walking down the aisle. I said, they got fucking canola oil in this shit, man. People cook with that shit. And then on the front of the shit, it's got the nerve to say 100% vitamin C. That's how Esau gets you.
And it's not even real vitamin C. It's just added synthetic shit.
Yeah, they put all of the colorful shit to make it look good in the front.
It's a science
In
behind
the
it.
in the high fructose corn syrup,
Like it's appealing.
that's more.
Yeah.
That's actually more sugary
There you go.
than table sugar. The concentration, it's more difficult to break down than actual table sugar
That shit
you
is
put in your
poison,
coffee.
man.
That's why when you drink that shit, it be good in a hot day, but you still be thirsty after.
And it stores in the liver. Your body doesn't break it down, and they market. And the bad thing is that they market it to children. Man.
Water, high fructose corn syrup, 2% or less of each of the following concentrated juices. 2% or less. Orange, tangerine, apple, lime, grapefruit, and pear, which means it really ain't in there.
They put a couple drops in there.
Citric acid, bad. Absorbic acid, they say that's vitamin C. That's trash.
Yep.
Thiamine hydrochloride, trash.
That's like some
Natural
that's like
flavors,
pill.
garbage.
corn.
Modified cornstarch, garbage.
What do you
Canola
need?
oil, garbage. Sodium citrate, garbage. Cellulose gum, garbage.
Sucralose. Oh my
Sucralose.
goodness.
This is the that's in that, man. And then they got the yellow 5 and the yellow 6. Sodium. Some of this shit you can't even pronounce. Sodium hexamethyl.
Why the fuck do you need modified cornstarch in a damn fucking
Look
drink?
that up.
Why do you need cornstarch in a drink?
Why do you need canola oil in the drink?
Canola oil, man. That's crazy.
Sucralose, so it's got high fructose corn syrup and sucralose. Sucralose is an artificial sugar, kind of like cousin to aspartame. Oh my goodness, man! And they market that shit towards children. When you
Yep.
look at the fucking TV commercials, it's all kinds of
Got it.
kids playing outside. Mom, can I get some Sunny D?
Go ahead.
It's like Micah chapter 2 verses 10. It says, "And depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction."
Diabetes, man. That's all it is.
I can look this up. This shit is
Sunny
even worse.
diabetes. Sunny diabetes.
Dang, what the fuck? Dang.
This shit is even worse right here.
Is that the next generation Kool-Aid right
That
there?
Tang. This shit, nah, this is worse than Sunny D. This crazy.
Wow.
We thought Kool-Aid was bad growing up. Which is,
Yeah, it is. It's the hell yeah, it's bad.
it's probably, it might even be worse. I don't know. We didn't look at the ingredients.
Tang strawberry. Well, they got a Tang zero sugar. But yeah, man, this stuff is just, Esau puts. Matter of fact, let me get we shall eat our defiled bread among the Gentiles.
Can I bring this out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. So these people are trusting in all these uncertain riches, and what are they doing with it? They're getting all kinds of shit that's vanity. They're buying all kinds of poisons for their little children, man. So there's really no reason to trust in these uncertain riches, man. Because really all you can do is spend it on death. And it don't give you salvation.
Yeah. And even if the foods that you get in this society that's so-called, organic is still bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 4 and 13, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, rather I will drive them, which is everywhere. Everywhere you go, your food is going to be defiled. That's the curse.
And the curse also is that we'll get all our wants and needs from our enemies.
Yep. I'm gonna get that too.
You should go for him in want of all things.
Yep. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger. Are you not hungry every day?
Yep.
And in thirst, you thirsty every day.
You have to go to the store. You have to go to one of these heathen stores.
Yep. And in nakedness, you got to clothe yourself. And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And once that iron once upon a time that iron was physical. You literally would have Jakes in slavery with yokes of iron around their necks. Now it's a spiritual iron. The yoke of iron is still around your neck. So you niggas, you think you free.
You've been behooved.
You think you free because you got your little generational wealth. And your uncle made it. So now the whole family's straight. But guess what? Let your uncle do some shit. They'll freeze that goddamn bank account. And the whole family gonna be poor. How many examples and how many athletes have gotten into trouble that bank account's been frozen? You ain't even got access to your own money. That should let you know right there that you ain't free.
You gotta go through them.
Pretty much, if you ain't the Rothschilds or some type of elite, you don't have no control over your money.
Just the fact that you have a bank account, you have to go through another institution.
The bank account could
You
close
have a-
right now. That's why it be bank runs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Cause
You got
people
Cash
close the
App
banks.
glitches and
Yeah.
people getting their money taken off. That's a smaller issue, but
The IRS can dig up something that you did years ago and didn't
Yep.
report and come at your ass.
Hey, man, the
And
IRS
get
get you for
your
nothing.
ass.
He'll get you for no reason.
the IRS is the biggest bullies on the earth.
Yep. Definitely.
Last year,
You did tell me
the whole thing. It wasn't nothing I can do about it, man.
And if you do decide to get a lawyer and come,
unjust.
There's some bullets.
if you do decide to get a lawyer and come at him, man, you're marked for life. They got you on a list. It's better just to pay it than to try and sue the IRS because they'll fucking oppress you the rest of your life if you win that case. Kind of like these insurance companies, man. That's another big scam. Is these insurance companies. If they know that you need a life-saving procedure, you could have paid into that life insurance for 20 years, or that health insurance for 20 years, right? They know that you need a serious procedure. They'll deny it, the claim, and deny the claim, and delay it until your ass dies.
You
So
die.
that they ain't got to pay for it.
Yep.
And if you take them to court and win, then they'll cancel your insurance. So how's that fucking freedom, man? How's that freedom? And a lot of these employers now, they make it to where you have to pay for health insurance.
Yeah. Then that all goes into showing you that the system is corrupt. Why wouldn't you want to be delivered from such a place? Hell, Canada, I think they got free health care. You know?
And I heard it sucks too.
Yeah, it probably does. It probably does. They just, but in America, man, if you ain't got no insurance, if you ain't shot or stabbed, hey, even if you is shot or stabbed, and that bill coming in the mail,
That's the number one source of bankruptcy in America is medical bills.
that ambulance ride is
Oh,
a couple
man.
$1,000s, man.
Oh man, that shit crazy.
As soon as you get in the back of that damn ambulance,
Five bands.
you could have been in a situation where you was in the wrong place at the wrong time, quote unquote, and something happened to you. And you get in the back of that ambulance, you getting billed, man.
There's a trend now where people are taking an Uber to the people are taking Ubers to the hospital instead of the ambulance.
That shit's crazy. I got something.
Yeah, go ahead.
This Iraq 14 and almost at 3. It says riches are not commonly for a nigger, and what should
Yep.
an envious man do with money? That's a question.
That's why a lot of these jakes, they'll get some money and it's gone by the next year, man.
The first thing they gonna do is buy jewelry before they even make a financial plan. They're gonna go get jewelry, and then they're gonna go get a car, and then they're gonna get a house last.
And then they go have a party.
That's Jake. That is Jake.
Then-
They're gonna get a house last.
That's Jake.
And they're not gonna have any plan to pay this shit.
It's just, because it's going to go straight to the flesh and you're not going to use no wisdom at all.
Shalom.
You know? It says he does evil to himself, to whom will he do good?
Right.
That's talking about Esau. He don't even help his own people. Like he don't even help his own people, let alone so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. It says he does evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
And it's lucky. To be honest, yeah, that's Esau Edom first. It could be applied to Jake too. It could be applied to anybody, because if you got an Israelite who, let's say he came into some money But he messes up all the money. He's selfish basically. If you selfish, you're not gonna want to look out for nobody else. You know, so you can't do good unto others. Go ahead.
Right. It says there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this it do unwillingly. And at the last he would declare his
He accidentally did good. If he doeth good, he does it unwillingly.
That's evil.
That's a nigga.
That's an evil person.
That's why I said riches is uncomely to a nigger. If he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly.
Damn, I didn't mean to do that, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
well, but I did it. Hopefully I get some credit for it.
They don't see the beauty and the blessing that they got from the Lord.
You know?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why the scriptures
That's
say
crazy.
if riches increase, set your heart not upon them, man. You know?
Because money in this society, if you don't have sense, it'll ruin you. If you don't have common sense, it'll ruin you. Like I said, a nigga will, the first thing he do, he gonna get some jewelry, and then he gonna stunt, he gonna go on a shopping spree. He's not gonna think, oh, maybe I should go buy some properties so this money could be invested for the future. You see it with the NFL players, man. A lot of them go bankrupt. Hey, I'm a football dude. I watch football every Sunday. The only people you see playing on with jewelry is Jake. The top dudes, Justin Jefferson, he played with diamonds around his neck with grills in his mouth. You know? The other week, one receiver broke his diamond chain on the field. He tucked it into his fucking pants. You know?
And you never know when these guys are going to get a career-ending injury or a serious injury where they can't perform at that level no more, man. So their next contract is next to shit, and they're stuck with all these bills, all this debt. They said, what was it? Back in the day, Shaq almost had to declare bankruptcy because he had he bought a home that cost like $9 million a year to maintain. Yeah, he had tigers in his own little zoo and shit.
Doing too much.
And he had to fucking fire sell that shit, man, just to get the debts off.
Yeah, you don't need all of that. Now, if you got that much money, it's hard to tell Jake, you don't need all that. But really, Edomites, like look at the billionaires that they push out there, like Bill Gates and them type of dudes. Even though they just front men for the elite, you don't see them like that. You don't see Bill Gates wearing no. He's probably got gold in a vault somewhere, but he ain't got diamonds around his neck. He got on some Wrangler jeans, probably with some Skechers and a Walmart T-shirt.
Yeah, I got an uncle in Oklahoma who's like that, man. He just wears regular ass shirts
With gold in his vault.
drives a regular ass fucking car. You can't even tell he's a multi-millionaire.
I'm about to say you can be on the bus with a millionaire, wouldn't even know.
Now, on behalf of Jake's defense, we get it. You're Israelites. It's in your spirit to want to shine, and cause Jake, and we was kings. We was kings, Ak. It's in your spirit to want to shine, man. But now ain't the time. In the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna get all of that 100-fold, man.
And everything on this side is vain.
Millionaire
It's all vain.
slaves.
It's all vain glory. It's all vain because we all go back to the spiritual realm. We all bite the dust.
Once the missiles come, all that shit is gonna be done away with. Now we ain't saying you can't have nice things, but we just giving examples, man. Like, hey,
Hey, man,
ultimately we're getting you prepared for the day of the Lord. That's all.
lay not up your treasures on earth where moth and rust doth corrupt.
Right.
Because all that shit is corruptible.
Yeah. It's it's vanity, like y'all said. Vanity, all is vanity. That's what Solomon was talking about.
There's Esau being in his boy, that's
Right. This is a good example right here.
Perfect example.
Like here it is. your own people isn't empowering, and you over here on the side.
It's
of the
20
road.
degrees outside.
Fuck.
You know?
You never know. Could be a
Sleeping on
Jacob.
the
That's more
ground,
like the Edomite
Yeah, it's 20 degrees outside, man.
on Pine.
Homelessness is up 18%
Pine Avenue.
year over year.
But hey, Lord willing, you brothers were edified. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.
Shalom.